Hello, King Posh here, and this is going to be a little longer video than normal. So here we are looking at the 1992 Nissan Silvia Club K, or Ks as they would call it. We're going to have a nice overlook. This is my fully built all-wheel drive one. I'm going to show you guys my rear-wheel drive and my C-Class race tune today. Here, let's have a listen. So we're not going to do any test drives. We kind of just want to try to fit all of these cars into one. So I'm going to show you guys the tunes I have up, and I'm going to show you what I've done to them. So this one's the Easy All-Wheel Drive Drift. It's got 1,016 horsepower, 851 pounds of torque. It weighs 2,300 pounds. It's got 128 downloads, 92 uses, and 2 likes. And it says, all roads ready. Easy All-Wheel Drive Drift. Let's get right into what I've done to it. So I got the 6.2 liter V8. There's 2.6, the turbo rally engine. You can also put a 2.6 liter 4-rotor racing engine in there. A lot more options than the other videos that you saw before. 3.2 and stock powertrain. Stock powertrain has 202 horsepower and 202 pounds of torque. Not too bad. I like it when the numbers are even. But yeah, 2.6 liter is new in this lineup of videos I've been doing. So, alright. We got an all-wheel drive, twin turbo, and I have the Rocket Bunny body kit. Here's what it looks like without the body kit. Yep, it got bigger. Here I got the Rocket Bunny sport rear wing. Here's what else you can do to it. But it doesn't go well with the paint job. It can go well with whatever that says in the back. Not sure. Not worried about it. Here we got the Saban street hood. And here's the stock hood. So you can see how they were working the paint job and really messed it up. So, of course they had to do this. Okay. You got stock tire compound. Stock width in the front. Stock width in the rear. Rims. There's what the rims look like stock. We got the TC105 ends. The Wedge Sport. So they have the latest rims you can get. There's a lot of light rims, but this one's all carbon fiber. 15s in the front. 15s in the rear. This is what it looks like when it's maxed out. Not too bad, but you can see there's some clipping of the tire in the bodywork. That's sad. Alright. We got race clutch. Everything here should be in race. Race differential. Race. Race springs and dampeners. This doesn't have a drift kit on it, mind you. But if you want to put a drift kit on it, just copy down the tune, you're good. Like I said in my past videos, not all of my drift cars have drift kits on them. They don't need them. Right? Stock anti-roll bars in the front and in the rear. And no roll cage. This is what it looks like with a roll cage. Exciting. Alright, as light as can be for that 2,300 pounds. Everything here is going to be in race. But you can always tune accordingly to what you can afford. I mean, all you do is mess with the gearing. The tune's fine, you know. Especially if you put the drift kit on it. That's up to you. Race flywheel. So the tune will act just the same with the drift kit in it, but the only difference is your wheels will turn a little bit more. You know, that's about it. Let's get right into the tune and show you guys what I did to this. I got 55 and 55. All right, you guys can pause this at any time, write down those numbers if you're so dire to have a drift kit. Okay, here's the gearing. Here's the alignment. It's a semi-straight drift build. Usually you guys see me do like a 3.6 or or 2.1, but this one's at 3.2, so it is a little different. Alright, no anti-roll bars to worry about. Springs, 914 and 896.6. And the ride height is exactly the same at 4.5 and 4.5. Alright, dampening. A little different, 7.0, 9.0, 6.0, 8.0. That's always worked for me, and it should work for you. No downforce to worry about. Braking, 70% going to the front with 130% pressure. Here's our differential. I've used this differential before in my past videos, 76, 46, 97, 97. And the power is right there in the middle, 50 and 50. It works. So use it. And if you want to change it, you can always change it to like 65 or 63, 71 or 84. All will work. All will work with the tune. Alright, let's go through the other tune that I have here. We got a King's rear-wheel drive drift. Got 20 downloads, 16 uses, 0 likes. Most roads ready. Rally tire compound. I've been heard to use a rally tire compound every once in a while. I like to use the stock because a lot of people have drift clubs and you're only allowed to use stock tire compound. So it's probably why it doesn't have that many downloads, because of the rally tire compound. Alright, let's get right into it, show you guys what I've done to it. So I'm still using the 6.2 liter V8. Got only 699 horsepower with 586 pounds of torque. It weighs almost 2,400 pounds, so it's a little on the heavier end for the rear-wheel drive. But since it's rear-wheel drive, it should be okay. Stock driver train. In this one, we got a supercharger. It'll be, it'll be relatively quick, as you can tell. And of course, I got the Rock Bunny, just like the all-wheel drive. Not much is going to change when it comes to all this stuff here. I tuned basically the all-wheel drive first, and I went to the rear-wheel drive, apparently it looks like. But this one's got, max rims and whatnot. So we got the rally tire compound. Max width in the front. Almost max width in the rear. Almost. 275 in the back. And 275 in the front. If you're catching my drift on that, I'm keeping the tires even. Alright, rims are not in the first one, but in the second one. HRE S104s. They look good on there. Nothing in there. Trying to go back and press too many buttons. 20s in the front, and 20s in the rear. As you can see, it is some clipping in there, but it looks good. We'll let it go. Here we got a race clutch, race transmission, race driveline, and a race differential. Am I going back out? There we go. Alright, we got race brakes. Drift springs and dampeners. See, this one's different. It's got drift springs on the rear-wheel drive, and that's where, front anti-roll bars for the front and rear. That's where the drift kit really shines, is for the rear-wheel drives. Of course, this one's got a roll cage, and as light as possible. Here we got a sport intake, stock fuel system, stock ignition, stock exhaust, race cams and valves, stock valves, stock engine block, race pistons and compression, stock supercharger, no intercooler, and a sport oil and cooling. And then with a race flywheel, all to get that 699 horsepower. I don't know why I did it that way, but I did. And it worked for me, and it should work for you. So there's that tune. Alright, let's go to the other car. Let's actually pick it up, because I have my own paint job for it, and it's always somewhere in the mix. There it is. I have a lot of Nissans. I have like 40 Nissans, like duplicates and whatnot. That's what is requested the most. So here we can actually, I believe this has the stock engine in it, but you can't. You open up the hood? No, you can't open up the hood. Let's give it a sound. Should be the stock motor. I'm pretty sure it is. Oh. Well, apparently we're driving it. That's okay. Sounds pretty good. Such a nice little car. Nice little car for slow driving. I mean, it is only C-Class. What do you expect? But it definitely did good when I had it for the snow going back. That was a couple seasons ago. It has 79 downloads, 58 uses, and been liked 37 times. So fastest tune, easy first place. It did what it was supposed to do. I highly recommend getting this car just in case if you are racing and you have to do a C-Class with a older Nissan. This car is going to be your best bet. It hauls. Once it gets up and goes, it just takes off. So it's a really great car, especially when you're doing like races with those highly skilled drivers. This is what it's for. So here we got the stock powertrain, 250 horsepower, 250 foot-pounds of torque. So I added 48 horsepower and 48 pounds of torque to the engine. Here we got an all-wheel drive system. Alright, I'm using the regular body just so I could use downforce in the front and rear. Even though the downforce I believe is, low. So we'll see. So here, yep, we got, adjustable here. Here's the other body kit you could go for if you had the stock car. This is usually the pretty one. It's usually the one I would go with. Alright. Or you can do the rocket bunny and whatnot. Yep. And that's it. Tires. You couldn't go any higher because it was a C-Class only setup. So that was your max. So using a stock tire compound. Max width in the front, 225s. 245s in the rear, maxed. Rims. We are in the third one over. Ashante. I think I said that right. AF 118. Oh, they looked good on there, so I took them. 15s in the front. 15s in the rear to maximize grip. Maxed out on the front track width. And maxed out in the rear. Stock clutch. Race transmission. Stock driveline. Race differential. Race brakes. Race springs and dampeners. Race anti-roll bars for the front and to the rear. No roll cage. Could have put one in there, but then it would have been heavier. So we just kept it as light as possible at 2,500 pounds, almost 26. Stock weight reduction. I was putting everything into power. So stock intake. Stock fuel system. Sport ignition. Street exhaust. Stock cams and valves. Stock valves. race engine block, stock pistons and compression, stock turbo, stock intercooler, street oil and cooling, and a stock flywheel. So you couldn't even go higher. It would have went right to a B class. So everything was tuned for C class. The top end of C class. That's what I did it for. Let's get right into the tune and show you guys what I've done to it. So we got an 18.5 and 18.5. This always seems to be pretty quick. And I mean, for a C class, it goes 155.5 miles per hour. So it guarantees you will hit 155. 0 to 60 in 4.1 seconds. Not too bad for a C class. And 0 to 100 in 12.3. Also not bad. Here's my gearing. As you can tell, it is not maxed all the way out. It's not going along the line past the 172. I tuned it accordingly to hit 155. Alright, here is the alignment. Negative 1.4, negative 1.4. Like my drift tunes. I integrate my drift tunes into my race tunes. It's unreal. 0.4 and 0.2. This is great. You put these two out. You do lose some speed on your cars, but the handling is a lot better when you're going at a high rate of speed. Front caster is at 7.0 degree. Alright, anti-roll bars. You got 1990 in the front and 1790 in the rear. Now when you get these cars, those numbers are not exactly the same. You have to take them all the way down to stiff, all the way down the, all the way down the stiff and all the way back to soft to zero them out. We'll go with that. Springs, 698.7 and 625. Alright, a little softer in the rear. Ride height, kept them the same. Dampening, again, keeping it just soft as you go down. So 11, 8, 6, 4. So the rear end is a little softer. Alright, aero, I have the downforce there. It helps very little when you have it down on speed, but I just have it on there so I could knock down it from B class to C class, just so I could add some more power to the car. That's why I did it, but it works. Braking, 70% to the front with 130% pressure. I use the same things in my drift tunes, as you always know. But if you're new to the channel, I do. Anyways, that's that. Differential. I took this differential from a Lamborghini in Horizon 3. And it works perfect, so I use it a lot. So 13, 0, 33, 50, and 57%. Now the Lamborghini had I think it was a 74% to the rear or something like that. So the center balance is a little different. 57%, and it works perfectly. And there you guys have it. There are my tunes for the 1992 Nissan Silvia Club K. Well, hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, definitely hit that like button. I know it was a longer video, but it had to be done. So, alright guys, well hey, it was a pleasure hanging with you guys, and I will catch you next time. Peace out guys, I'm King Posh.